used to work for the Cape Cod Canal Region Chamber. I started over there in 2009. I had worked for the Enterprise, the Bourne Sandwich Falmouth Mashpee. I was a full-time photographer there. And as you know, the industry is not what it once was, and so I had to find other employment. And thankfully, I found the Canal Region Chamber. They were looking, and I started there as their membership coordinator. And I really enjoyed the job, being on the front line and meeting people that are coming in, new businesses, new travelers coming through. And it was a way to really get to know the area even better. I live in the town of Bourne, so that was nice to work in the town of Bourne as well. And it's a nice way to find out who's in the community, not just businesses, but other attractions and restaurants. I mean, you find out where the new places to eat are. And so it was a great opportunity. I worked there and then was promoted to Director of Business Development and Tourism. So I did that for the last, I don't know, 3 or 4 years, I guess. And that was having more hands-on with the events, offering education forums and things of that nature, and trying to really build up the membership and growing the business base there. So then I found out about the Sandwich Chamber. So Jay Patikos is going to be missed. What a great guy. He hasn't gone far. He's at Mass Development. And when I heard about the opening, I decided that this was definitely worthwhile. My husband's from Sandwich.
Oh, okay. So it's pretty cool to come into, this brand new building that everyone in the community has worked on, a lot of different businesses have contributed to.
It's been a great way to bring people together and to showcase what pride exists in Sandwich. They had what they needed to for the longest time, having that small building that was down by the road, but everyone came together in giving of financial help, their labor and materials to really put together a really beautiful building. We're open during the winter. We're only open 5 days a week. Not only, 5 days a week we're here. And we invite the public to come in and stop by. It's a beautiful place, and it showcases some of the beautiful work done by some of the craftsmen in town.
Very good. So how are you adjusting to the new job?
I love it. I love it. It's nice to be in Sandwich. Again, I've noticed everyone I've talked to, there's so much pride here, and people really want to come together and help to make Sandwich the best that it can be. People like to be good neighbors. They like to tell other people about what a great place this is. And so it's nice to be in a job where I get to help put that word out. In fact, we even had people in today that are coming from California and looking in Sandwich because they heard what a great community we have. And so it's an honor to be able to be that person that helps get the word out and tell people about what a great community we have here.
That's great. Now, you said your husband was from Sandwich?
He is, yeah. His mom was part of the Wren family, and they owned the Byway restaurant way back when. It was down not too far, I think, from Main Street. It might have even been on Main Street. I don't remember the exact location. But 3 or 4 generations of very strong women in his family ran the restaurant until it closed. I think sometime in the mid-1900s. I'm not sure exactly when. But all his family still lived there. In fact, his sister, Tricia Skirmerhorn, was a teacher for a long time. I hear your intern's nodding. She knows Tricia. And Bud Skirmerhorn was at the high school. And his brothers and sisters lived there. We ended up buying in Bourne because I'm a swimmer and I really wanted sandy beaches and warm water. But it's a beautiful place to be, and we love coming over here and spending a lot of time with the family. And it's a great place to be and to work.
You mentioned the beaches, and that Sandwich really is about museums and hiking and canoeing. Not canoeing, but kayaking.
Kayaking, yes.
So we're going to focus the new guidebook on there's
Yes, on freshwater ponds. I'm really glad you brought that up because there's so much to do in Sandwich on freshwater. I don't think people realize how much activities there are available. In fact, I think there are 2 YMCA camps in Sandwich, right on those ponds. Scorton Creek, that's saltwater, but some beautiful kayaking up in there. And so our guidebook will be released in May, and it will showcase information about the freshwaters and all of the activities that can happen there.
And you said that you were looking for pictures, maybe you asked the high school students.
Yes. Actually, I would encourage anybody who's taking pictures around town to submit them because we consider them all, and we give photo credit to anyone. And we could use them on our website as well. There's always ample places to use them on Facebook and things like that. So if they're interested, they can just go to the Sandwich Chamber website. It's sandwichchamber.com, and all our contact information is on there. The email address is info@sandwichchamber.com. And any budding enthusiasts, please do send us your pictures. As a photographer, I always enjoy seeing what other people take for photography and their perspective on things, because we all bring such a unique vision to this world. So I hope I'll see yours.
And you came in like, was it during or right at the end of holidays, which is the big chamber event?
I did, yes. So I started December 18th amid all of that, and we really lucked out. The home tour happened on the Sunday after that big storm on Saturday, and so I remember the Mashpee parade was canceled that day, and so everyone was holding their breath as to what would happen with the home tour itself. And thankfully it went off, and it was really well received. It's so beautiful. All the homes, we appreciate everyone who opens their homes and invites the public in to see what beautiful architecture there is in our town. And that culminates into a lot more events that happen around town, especially down in the village. Because it was so cold, they were able to bring all of the events inside, and for first night. And it didn't stop people. You know, that's what I love about people in our town, is that they come out in drives and rain and storm. They're like the postman. Nothing's going to keep them out.
It was a great night. I mean, there wasn't a lot of wind, so a lot of the cold is in your mind, I think, because it was a beautiful night.
Right.
I think it was a full moon that night.
Was it? I don't remember.
Yeah, it was really pretty. So then there's other big events like the Sandwich Fest, which comes up.
Yes, Sandwich Fest is going to be June 30th. It's always the last Saturday of the month, and it's a great community event taking place on Water Street between Wing School and Main Street, and we take over. And we find there's a lot that happens during that day. From 10 to 4, there's the best sandwich and sandwich, which everyone loves. And it new, I think, last year, if you bought a ticket, you got to a little piece of every sandwich and try every one who was in the competition. And then we have over 100 vendors come out. There's a lot of unique, one-of-a-kind artists showcasing their work. In fact, that's the kind of thing, I bring my wallet and I do the bulk of my Christmas shopping at that time. Because like I said, you can find one-of-a-kind things for friends and family. You're helping to further an artist in their career, and just allowing the culture of arts and crafts to thrive here. And of course, there's other food vendors as well, and activities for kids. There's so much going on that day. And in fact, if you go to our website, sandwichchamber.com, you'll be able to find out more information as it unfolds. And so any of your artisans out there, definitely check out our website. We have applications that went out available this week, and so we encourage anybody who's interested to apply now, because space does fill up quickly. So we want to make sure that people are aware of it as soon as possible, so that they can then, participate.
Okay. I'd like to talk a little bit about like what motivates you, like what gets you excited in the morning to come here and start another day.
I really like connecting people. I moved around a lot when I was growing up. We did both coastlines, and it was hard when you didn't have a settled place. And getting into a new community is never quite that easy. And so I've become somewhat of an expert of it. And so I like coming out and being able to connect people. And sometimes that's not just new people. It's sometimes someone who lives in town who's just looking for the right connection. And so at the Chamber of Commerce, we're able to do that for people. For instance, if you're looking for a plumber, or if you're looking for someone who does insurance, or any kind of business where you really need to get some expert help, definitely check out the Sandwich Chamber, because the business members who belong are really contributing to the community. They care about best practices, and they care about working with people within the community. And to be able to facilitate that is a really wonderful thing for me. It's helpful to me too, because as I said, I live in Bourne, and coming into Sandwich, I'm getting a lot more familiar with the businesses here, and find that there's a lot of talent here in this town.
Well, I saw on the Board of Selectmen meeting, was it last week or a couple of weeks ago, that you've been appointed to the SEIC, the Sandwich Economic Initiative Corporation.
Yes.
So I was just wondering, like, what you want to bring to that committee from the chamber? What do you see as your role?
Well, as the head of the Chamber of Commerce, we represent our business base. I mean, we are business based, but we are member based, and I help to represent what they want to see happen. And so at the Sandwich Economic Initiative Corporation, I'm able to bring forward those issues and concerns that the businesses have in town, and being able to expand the business base in town as well. I know one of the big things they're looking at right now is wastewater, and so being able to find ways to make that happen in a way that makes sense financially, and planning long-term expansion, and so that we're meeting the needs for today but for tomorrow as well. And so I can help hopefully create that vision, help educate the public, as they come up with some ideas and plans, bringing people together so that they can have public comment and see what's going on, so that it's not something that's just happening in a room quietly somewhere, that everybody's able to participate in that process and make sure that it is what's best for the town.
Is there anything else you'd like to say about being here? Do you like being in this space?
This is a beautiful space. It's got high ceilings, beautiful artwork, and if anyone hasn't been, please stop by. We're at 520 Route 130, and we're open to the public, so we would encourage you to come in. Our hours right now are 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. Monday through Friday, and take a look at what we have. We also have all of the new documents and maps and brochures coming from our cultural attractions and things like that. So you'll want to get the schedules for like the Glass Museum, which just opened, by the way, and the Heritage Museums and things like that. And then Sandwich Arts Alliance is putting together quite a few events this year. So come on out. We're happy to share all that information. And we do have a bulletin board too, so that if there are things that are important to get out to the community, we're happy to share that information. And you can also, just in case you're not able to get out, or if it's a little bit too cold, again, if you go to sandwichchamber.com, we have a very vibrant events community calendar. And in fact, we've talked about how we can share that on Sandwich Community TV so that people can be aware of what's happening. They can use that as their go-to guide of what's happening in Sandwich right now. So.
And Facebook. You're on Facebook.
And we're on Facebook, and I'm working right now. We might be transitioning the event calendar so that it can actually start to feed onto Facebook more seamlessly. But because part of what really our intent is to keep everybody informed and giving them the most up-to-date information on what's happening, business-wise, art-wise, event-wise, town-wise. The great thing about a Chamber of Commerce is that I liken us to a wheel. We're kind of the center with spokes into the schools, into the town, into the cultural districts and associations and historical societies. All of those things, the residents, tourism, like we have our hand in a little bit of everything. And so we like to be able to showcase what's out there and just make those connections happen for not just us, but for everyone.
Right, so it's like a hub. But also, so speaking of that, do you reach out to the other chambers? Do you find that you have a web of chambers that are all working together?
We do. So we have a collaboration, especially with the Upper Cape chambers. In fact, we have a forum that's happening on February 22nd for business owners who are interested in knowing more about the employer medical contribution assessment that's coming out. Bills will be going out in April. And so that's an example of how all four chambers will come together to offer education to the broadest number of people available. And then, we work with all the chambers along the Cape. Cape Cod Chamber has been really instrumental in helping us find out more information about what's happening with tourism on Cape Cod. And so I participate in things like that and trying to understand what our local economy is and how we can better promote Sandwich as a destination.
Does Sandwich have anything to do with the blue economy that they talk about at the Cape?
As a matter of fact, this Friday, we also have what we call the local Cape Chambers of Commerce Collaborative. It's called LC3 for short. And we're going to be sitting together to get more information from the Cape Cod Chamber about the blue economy and how each of our chambers might be able to be playing more of a part in that.
Okay.
So stay tuned. There'll be more to come.
Right. Okay. Is anything else? You have anything you'd like to talk about?
Well, I would definitely, not just stop by, but if anyone's interested in being engaged with the chamber and finding out more, we are always looking for volunteers, whether it's just for one project or if it's to come by and do a small shift during the week for the visitor center and greeting people coming in. We'd be very happy to have people come in and help us.
Yeah, I think it'd be a great place to spend a couple of hours, see some new people that drive up. And also you need volunteers probably for
We'll
Sandwich
also
Fest.
we're gonna need volunteers for Sandwich Fest. I don't have those applications or those forms yet, but if they just send an email to that info at, you can also call the chamber too at 508-681-0918. Happy to take your call, take your name and number, and we'll call you as soon as we have more information available. Hi, I'm Terri Stanley. I'm the Executive Director for the Sandwich Chamber of Commerce, and we are Sandwich Local.